Hello, this is ametamartha with Collection Ascension, and I will be doing the reading for the collective for tonight's full moon on the 17th of January to the last quarter moon on the 25th. I ask for clear guided messages in order for me to receive the highest advice and the most useful guidance that I could possibly attain to share. Okay. My deck feels very stuck to itself, which is interesting because I feel like lately the energy in my life and the lives around me has been stagnant. And I like how that full just flipped and then hid immediately. Ah, what do I keep? Let's see here. Jeez. There's generally a lot of good to come. A lot of time, though, these things are found through a trek of darkness, like a sunset after aiming or walking around aimlessly in the forest at night. Jeez. Yeah, man, so many different energies coming out that have a lot of mixed stories. Could I get 4 more cards, please? Very clear to what I already have going on. Thank you. So, what I mentioned about stagnant energy, it seems as though we have a bit of a transition to go through before we do attain this movement, because the 8 of Wands is in reverse, even though on the table we have 2 movement cards. So I think we have some work to do. Starting off with the 3 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. Obviously, we're having to look at our situation a bit objectively. Hi, Fern. And allow ourselves to mend and heal these concepts that cause us heartbreak, to pay attention to the stormy weather rather than keeping our wits about us when it comes to safeguarding what we do have that is good, what is important, the things that are prosperous. So we're being asked not to let these pangs of discomfort weigh the necessity to safeguard our gratitude, because that solidifies the outcome being positive. What we give energy to, we see manifest before us. So then I think being able to sit with this and stay still as we gain these perceptions or in the adjustments of our perspective, we're being asked to just come to the moment, be present, learn how to ground in the present. You know, I've been getting this ad lately, and you know, usually they're so agitating to me. I just like sit and wait to try to get it over with until I can like press skip. Hey baby, what are you doing? And it's like Oprah. I don't even know what she's advertising, but she says something like, in the present is where life happens, whether it be within peace or the chaos. And you know, and then you're able to click it. So I don't know what else she says, but that's been replaying for me. So it's been in my mind and it's been very relevant lately. So as we go through this time of surrendering to the moment, so that we can like be still within the peace and the chaos, that is how we get the mindset of a fool. That's how we attain or have the embodiment of a being that knows everything is going to be okay if I just blindly trust the universe and my own intuition. Hi, baby. With this Queen of Cups in reverse, though, I feel like another thing that we're being asked to reflect is like just taking a new perspective on the way that we nurture our own emotions. Maybe we haven't been giving ourselves exactly what we need, or this time to process these things. Either that, or we're just not being as gentle with ourselves as we are needing to be. And as we start to adjust and make these shifts to look at our stuff with this endearing gaze and allow it to be right there before us, and you know, kind of just allowing ourselves to be grounded in it, you know, that this is the surrender to the chaos that's within this cup, these emotional uprisings. If we allow ourselves to shift our focus of the way that we perceive these things, then we start to notice that they are opportunities being brought forth for us in our ascension journey and in our integration efforts. And from that comes a lot of positivity and riches, whether it's an enrichment of our actual physical experience because we've made these shifts and we're starting to see the better, or this is just internal balance and peace that we're able to share with the world, ourselves being, you know, with this card being right under the Fool. It's like being able to share this aspect of our truest nature with the world, and then we start feeling like all of that dense energy is breaking up and we're able to get moving again. So we're just being asked to sit with ourselves while this stagnance is in cycle right now. Is there any clarifications regarding the heart? Okay, well, the Three of Swords. We have another reversed Queen. I think these are what causes the heartache, and this is what gets us out of it. So these are what would cause it to be uprighted or the energy to be on the table at all, and then this being why it's in reverse. So we have a collaboration card with the Three of Pentacles. So maybe we're running these ideas with friends or loved ones in general, just somebody that we can talk to and vocalize what we have going on so that we can lay to rest these illusions, get some perspective. A lot of the time when we speak what's going on, it holds less of a grip on us because we can really magnify things in our minds. Anyway, so we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So just a lack of motivation to even engage with the world in this way. We don't, like, maybe in the past we have been meeting all of the spiritual opportunity for advancement with a bit of resistance because we didn't feel like we had what it takes to physically alter anything starting from within, because we have this queen in reverse, but she's the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like, she is the one who is creating her reality. And if you nurture this idea of what you want to see manifested and you put through the work that it will take to pick up these cups and the responsibility to really take reign over your life, which starts with your thoughts and the way that you decide your life really is. So I commend us for making that shift. What's going to help us become the Fool, other than what I've already said? Ooh. Okay. Not thinking we have to work so hard at something. There is nothing to fix. We already are in a perfect state, as long as we can just zoom out and surrender to the moment and realize that we are just an observer of everything that's going on, not somebody who is being subjected and has a lot to do to fix themselves or to better themselves. It happens naturally when we just accept the things about us that we dislike, and we just choose to go within and start loving those bits. So realizing that there isn't a whole big thing to do before we can become the Fool, a free person, and then just maintaining the balance, releasing judgment over ourselves, and just allowing there to be justice for what we feel when we victimize ourselves by putting judgments and making a whole case against ourselves regarding our own feelings. Just maintain balance and order, and then balance and order is attracted. So what is the Chariot moving toward? Ease. Maybe the worst or the hardest part is behind us now. We'll start to see things just come into fruition for us naturally because we've put all the hard work in, and now we're balancing that out. Up or down, dude? That's confusing. Okay, hang on one second. What are we moving toward? Oh, no. Okay. There's a quote. I don't know who said it, but it said that the peak of one mountain is the foot of another. And I think a lot of this work is just preparation, because something is coming that we're heading toward. So maybe this is a little bit less of what I said and more of this is going to be a time to go inward. What we're moving toward is a lot more introspection, because we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So that's, we're not having to put a lot of physical effort in. This is somewhat of taking a break, because we have the Nine of Swords, the Hermit, and the Seven of Swords. So something is going to come up. Something is going to come to face. We're going to find out some key information that's going to help us go forward, move forward, but it's probably going to cause a little bit of pain to process. And we're going to have to go within and shine light on that so that it doesn't become just a new shadow, a new wound. All this preparation is to ready us for something that is to come. Yeah, see? The Four of Swords is now in reverse, which kind of goes hand in hand with that. But then we also have the Nine of Pentacles. So it's kind of, I guess it's like, okay, so if we attain this objective, we maintain it within our bodies, within our minds, fresh. When this comes up, whatever this may be, it'll vary for all of us, but when this cycle starts to have an opportunity to repeat itself, we're going to have a choice to either do the inner work that we've already been learning and establishing as a new form of living, to process it and transmute it so that it can benefit us, because then that will be what creates a new reality from that. It's like, instead of it being engaged in a thing that would usually trigger us and keep us in the lower chakras and reacting from the sacral, where we're just responding out of that energy of being upset, we can move that up into the heart space and then be non-reactive, wait for the clarity that comes from going within to reflect on that, to come through, and then we respond accordingly with that connection to the higher self and intuition on what we should do here. So if we maintain that unconditional love stance that we are attaining here through this practice, then we'll be able to just pass through this easily and create new wirings. Any last clarifiers for any of these messages, please? I'm sorry, my cats are noisy. Okay, yeah, see, balance. So just maintain this inner balance between the masculine and feminine within the self. Don't be too reactive, don't be too cold. Just maintain that harmony from within by applying what we already know works. Okay, so now I'm going to get my oracle deck from the Ask Your Guides book from Sonia Choquette. I link it in the description of every video because I feel like knowing which types of beings are around and there to help is very resourceful. That book itself offers a lot of wisdom and understanding when it comes to communicating and speaking to the universe in the way that the universe communicates and speaks to us. Hello, guys. Okay, ooh, a new one. No, it's not. We have boredom with the spirit teachers. That's that stagnant energy. We have victory with the divine helpers. Okay. Is that going to be all? Okay, thank you. Then we have suffering with the divine teachers and the physical body of Gaia. So that just solidifies what I was saying, where it's, just us going through different processes of different lower vibrational energy and the necessity to ground within the moment. See, when we transmute and alchemize boredom and suffering by entering into a physical state with connecting with our body the way that our mind and our physical is speaking to us, to our spirit, then that's when we can engage with Gaia, the divine teachers, the divine helpers, and the spirit teachers, and thus enter into a state of victory. I'm going to go ahead and read these. Cool, they fell out in order this time. I used to just intuitively speak on what I got from these, but I've been liking what I've been reading lately, so I've decided to just continue with that. So with boredom, we have disappointment, emptiness, and frustration. Life is relatively stable and calm now, and yes, you've received a certain degree of predictability and comfort on a day-to-day basis. However, something is lacking in the way of fulfillment. Your spirit teachers gather in response to this emptiness. They gently remind you that there is more to your life than you're presently expressing, and are calling on you to remember your soul commitments and purpose, and your soul commitments of purpose and contribution to your fellow human beings. They confirm that you already know in your heart focusing on your interests alone will not fill this void. Trust these beautiful guides as they lovingly urge you to open your heart and to share your time and gifts with others. So that's what we were talking about with the Six of Pentacles even. They wisely counsel you that the restlessness, emptiness, and boredom you feel isn't the result of something missing from your life or something that you have yet attained, but rather it is the reaction to unexpressed talent, creativity, and love in your heart. Things that your soul longs to give. Your spirit teachers invite you to take advantage of your present peace and certainty and use your good fortune to involve yourself with those who are still struggling. For example, take a friend to lunch, help an elderly neighbor, volunteer at a literacy support organization, that's specific, or spend some more time with a lonely relative. Your spirit teacher's message is, give more and your emptiness will subside. Wow. Victory with the divine helpers, triumph, leadership, success, and accomplishment. Your divine helpers are present, bearing the good news that whatever you've been working on will succeed. The bad news, well, there really isn't any bad news here, but there is reality, which in this case suggests that you can fully enjoy your success only if you recognize that you didn't get where you were or where you are by yourself. This isn't to suggest that you must diminish your own light or be falsely modest in your own accomplishments, because you deserve to shine, so please do. But your divine helpers simply remind you to be grateful and acknowledge the contribution of those who have helped you get to where you are. This includes your spirit helpers and guides as well. One final word. With success comes the challenge of standing alone in your light. Of course, you're hearing the saying, it's lonely at the top, but it doesn't have to be if you remember how you got here. Your divine helper's message is, share your spotlight. Suffering with the divine teachers. Accidents, sickness, trauma, and betrayal. An important part of being human, and something that can't be avoided, is the pain that comes from simply being vulnerable to the physical world. Your divine teachers warn that you're facing such a time. Sickness baby at hand, accidents, traumas, sudden loss, and injury are all potentially around you. Whether confronted with something severe or just an ongoing struggle of getting through the day, your physical body may be changed. The pain and suffering may follow. This isn't meant to scare you, but rather to warn you that you're not as grounded as you should be. In fact, you may be attracting injury or drama to gain some personal space. Your divine teachers advise that you be open to the fact that any pain or upset you attract isn't without hidden gifts and opportunities. Your broken leg or aching back, for example, may provide the much needed rest that you wouldn't have otherwise taken. Your runny nose and cough may give you the privacy you need to regenerate your spirit. It's also important to note that any pain or drama that you attract isn't greater than your ability to handle it. The greatest upset you face might actually be in trying too hard to avoid the pain, which in the end may cause even more of it. In other words, the fear that you won't be able to abide any discomfort is far more disabling than anything you might actually incur. In accepting the upset of the moment with grace, you'll gain wisdom, compassion, and strength. Your divine teacher's message is, Embrace and be patient with your pain. It will bring insight and understanding, and in time, even peace, and you will heal. Well, that one's relevant for me. How about you? Now we have the physical body with Gaia. Nutrition, physical well-being, groundedness, and practicality. Gaia, the divine earth mother, is present, making you aware of your marvelous physical body, her great gift to you. Be grateful for her gift. It's a wondrous temporary home for your spirit. She asks that you give it the respect and attention that it deserves and needs, so take care of it with love and attention. Give it adequate rest, a proper diet, and a calm, peaceful environment. Spend time with nature, as the earth is the true mother of your body and will restore it. The better you care for your body and the more it will the better you take care of your body, the more it will serve your spirit. Listen to your body, its gut feelings, its flutters, its impulses, as Gaia speaks to you through it. This is the earth mother cradling you, protecting you, and guiding you through each day. She advises you not to live in your head alone and ignore your physical self. Without strong connection to your body, you'll be weak and unable to achieve your goals. Gaia's message to you is pay attention to your body. That one there has been a number one integration point for me. I had been working on the mind-body-spirit connection for many years, and when I allowed my body to just have its own needs and not judge it for anything that it does, is when I started getting somewhere with my emotions, and then was able to understand that they were interconnected the entire time. So, I feel like I want to just ask for one more thing and see if I can just get one more card to leave us on a high note, because this is some very mixed energy, and it's kind of more so like some warning signs, in preparation for an inevitable. May I please have one more card? Thank you. The same. Much is to come. A lot of movement and a lot of leaving things that no longer serve us behind is going to happen. We have 3 different movement cards on the table, but right now, with this also coming up in reverse and having the 8 in reverse, it would just tell me that actually it's 2 8s. I got a weird thing. Okay, so 8 and 8, it's divisible by 2, or it's even. And something about this balance came up here. While we are not moving, while we are in the midst of that boredom and stagnance, just allowing ourselves to divide time for ourselves. Like, take away some time for ourselves to practice this balancing in order to restore ourselves and ready ourselves for when these wheels start turning and we enter in the new. I feel it's like a break in the dam and little bits of water are starting to spew out, But we need to allow that unconditional love to really push through those blockages in order to keep us flowing. And so that's where we are right now. The water is beginning to force itself through. This pressure that we feel is just a buildup of what is about to be cleared out. And so that is really going to offer us a lot of possibility in the future if we can just trust it and communicate with our bodies and understand that this is all within reason and it's all purposeful and all in service of the higher good, because we are laying this pain to rest finally. We are breaking the strongholds of cycles we've been on for many years, if not our whole lives, so that we can restore ourselves and ready ourselves for the expansive energies that are to come and shift us out of what is no longer allowing us to move freely. And that is very exciting. Merry full moon, my friends, and I hope that you have a good one and much to celebrate. Good night.